Good morning. I am here with Oscar Sanchez, President and CEO of Kyocera Americas. We are here to talk about the COVID-19 virus and what Kyocera is doing. Good morning, Oscar. Thank you for joining me.
Good morning, Andy. My pleasure to be here with you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Just working from home and everything fine so far.
So you guys are in New Jersey. You're at home. Your whole staff is at home, I'm sure. Tell me what it's been like for the last couple of weeks since you guys changed the working model. You have that big, beautiful office in your in Fairfield, New Jersey, and you don't get to go there for a little while. So tell me what's going on. What's happening?
Well, I think the good news is that the business is operating as usual, of course, in a very difficult environment, but everybody, as I said, is working from home and so far successfully. So we try to keep our routine, our meetings, and the difference is that instead of doing them face to face, we are doing it remotely. But I think everything is going fine. We're trying to keep a close contact with all our employees, opening different communication routes just to make sure that people don't feel isolated. But so far, everything is going okay. Again, I mean, we understand that the business is suffering, but at least the day-to-day routine of the company is still there. So I think that's positive news because we have transitioned from a very physical way of working, let's say, to working remotely. And well, that was kind of a question mark how that was going to come out. And the positive news is that everything came out okay. So we're happy with that.
Well, fortunately, you're a technology company, and one of the things you do is help people work together and communicate, collaborate. Have you taken a look at what you guys sell, and are you looking at some of the technology that you market and thinking, wow, this has really been quite helpful to us? And are you looking at some of the things that you sell differently now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had things that sometimes we didn't really give a lot of value to it, but the fact that you can control your MFPs from your smartphone, for instance, so you don't need to touch physically the device. That's something that we always said, okay, nice to have, but what is the real use of that? So now you realize that, well, that there is a use out of that, or our Kyocera Fleet Services.
Oop, we just lost him. I'm going to pause for a second while he comes back.
I just got another call. I just got another call.
So, I just lost for 1 second, but we're back.
Yes,
so one of the things I was thinking was, everybody's moving to home offices, remote offices for the foreseeable future. A lot of people don't have printers back home anymore, not the way we used to. And, through some of these interviews, I've found that one of the big requirements for end users, for customers right now, are these smaller A4 printers. And that's actually one of the things Kyocera is known for in this channel is in our copier printer world, the smaller, really fast, less expensive devices. You guys are known for that. So have you had a big call for those? Have people been, has your phone been ringing for more of those devices as people have been moving home?
Well, I'd say in some cases, but I think not so much. I think that probably what is happening, in my opinion, is that people is working digitally, and I think documents are not printed as much as before. And I think that although we had some demand from small devices to be used at home, I think generally speaking, people are getting used to work in a different way. And I think documents are circulated electronically, which is something that I think that it was happening anyway. So I think that somehow what is happening right now is that people are changing their working routines, and probably that's one of them.
So let's switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about your dealers, your resellers. How are they doing? What are you guys doing to support them through these difficult times? I know they've got all sorts of challenges, from supporting healthcare customers that are obviously on the front lines of all of this, and we've got to keep them running. A lot of them are small businesses, and now they're going to start feeling the pinch of, I've got a big staff and none of them are coming in anymore. So is there anything Kyocera has done? Are there things that you're doing to help them get product out, keep the printers running in the front lines and the office technology? Is there things that Kyocera has been contributing?
Yeah, I think that, of course, that our dealers, like everyone, are suffering because this is a difficult situation. So the first thing that the very strong message we have sent to all of them is that we're here for them. We want to support them as much as we can. So I think the first and most important thing is that we need to keep our operations up and running. Our logistics have to work better than before, our warehouses. So up to date, we are able to deliver all the orders that they need for supplies, parts. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is that we're trying to help them as much as we can. So we have announced that we'll reduce the threshold to achieve the rebates, because many dealers were counting on rebates at the end of the year, but now maybe they cannot place the orders that they would normally do. So we have lowered the threshold, so the achievement rates have become lower. So we make it easier for them to achieve those targets, and also we are helping them to facilitate additional payment terms to help them in their cash flow. So generally speaking, we are really working on trying to see what are their needs at this time. So we're trying to see what it worked for all the channel, but at the same time, we are very open to discuss case by case what they may need from us. Additionally, I think that one of the things that we are seeing is a huge increase on training demands. People are working from home, and well, maybe the work that they have is not the same than before. So they see a great opportunity to upgrade their skills and do some training. So we are increasing significantly the offer of online training, both for technical and sales staff. So I think that's something that we also believe that will be beneficial for the future, and we want to help dealers for that.
Well, you guys have had an online training program for many years. It's kind of funny now that people are home and they're looking for things to do, and suddenly they find that. So good stuff to keep people busy. And like, to your point, maybe going forward, people will know about it a little more and will rely on it a little bit more, and they'll learn a little bit more. So it makes them more effective, and always a good thing for your team. Anything else? Anything going on with the community locally that you guys are able to help out with, or is it really just we've got to keep our people safe, or keep doing what we do and just help everyone else ride it out?
Well, I think that again, our first responsibility is with our employees, and I think that for that we want to keep our employees safe. We are communicating regularly with them, and I think one important announcement that we made is that the company, no matter what it will happen, will not make any layoffs at all. So I think that we're going to preserve employment. Second thing is that even if we have people, luckily so far we don't have anyone that is affected by the coronavirus. But if we have people or people that need to take care of their children and they cannot work, we will pay their salaries. So they will not, any sick leave will be covered by the company. And I think that's important because in these times of uncertainty, I think people, employees, they need to be aware that the company is here to support them. I think that we have a very committed workforce, and we want to be here for them. And I think this is very positive for them. And then the second thing, we have many customers who are health providers, hospitals, first responders, and we are trying to really set this as a priority to serve them and to make sure that they can do their work at this time, because this is extremely important for the community. So I think these are the two things that we want to work on. Employees, the most important customers that we have, and of course our dealer network, to make sure that we are there for them. And Kyocera is a very strong company. We have a lot of support from Japan, and we are convinced that we'll go through this and they can count on our support.
Well, thank you so much. I love hearing all the stuff that you guys are doing, especially the taking care of the employees and the fact that nobody has it yet. And hopefully it stays that way. I know you guys are right outside the hotbed though, so my fingers are crossed for you, and thoughts and prayers to you and everybody watching this, really. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule and chatting with me this morning. And so I'll follow up with you in a couple weeks, or 2 to 4 weeks, and maybe we can sit down and do this again and talk about how all the good things we did helped get us through this, and maybe we'll be a little further through it at that point. You stay safe, and thanks again so much for talking with me this morning, Oscar.
Sure, and I hope the next time I can shake your hand, and please be safe, and we'll be in touch, okay?
Yes, that would be great. Thanks so much, Oscar.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Thank you. Bye-bye.